He's your interim UFC middleweight champion of the world, and he joins us now here on the MMA Hour. Israel Adesanya, look at him. The champ is here. Hi, champ.
What's up, man?
You know what? You look good, man. How do you feel?
Jesus Christ. I don't know. Well, first it was a dragonfly, but now it's some kind of other bug in the room.
The bugs
really
love you.
Bugging me. Fun. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I feel like a champ, man. Like I said, since day one, since I got into this game, I mean, Luke, come on. I know you were a believer. You saw what I could do. You were watching from an unbiased view, watching the skills. Fuck all the talk, fuck all the hype, and fuck all the, they're pushing him too fast and this and that. They want him to be champ. Skills pays the bills, and it's real Israel. So, yeah, I mean, let them hate, Luke. Let them hate. They're just, salt bay. I'm just gonna put the salt on their wounds because they're like, oh, but we gonna fight. And so, dude, some people say they gave him 2, 3, and 4. I don't know who the fuck gave him the third round. How in the world do you give him the third round? Luke, tell them.
No.
I don't understand. They're hopeless, like you said. They're hopeless. So let them hate, because guess what? If you ain't got haters, you ain't doing it right.
You know what I've noticed, Israel? It's like I can think of no better someone told me this, like there's no amount of success you can have in this world without drawing a degree of negativity. You're living proof of that.
100%. Facts. Hey, before me, there was Jesus. But I'm not saying I'm even close. I'm just saying, no matter who you are, you're going to have haters. So I just welcome it now. And they're going to come from all angles, and they're going to attack me with their selective outrage on certain things. So, yeah, I don't even care now. I'm just like, I've never cared really, but it really, like, after a while, I still get surprised that, like, are you like, were you born as an abortion or something? I don't understand,
All right, so let's talk about some of the things in the fight itself. Have you gone back and watched it? And if so, what did you take from it?
I watched it twice now. I've watched it twice, and man, fucking cajones. I got them cajones, man, honestly. Both of us do. But you look, the camera was on me right before the 5th round. And I said, I looked at him and I was like, I'm prepared to die. And then it cut to him. So I think I said after that, I había con, like heart of a lion. Like I was willing to go out on my shield at that point. And I took him out on the shield. Like I dropped him, I think. The whole fight, I rocked him 6 times or 7 times. 2 of them were subtle. And then he shot for the takedown right after, because he's game. But he rocked me twice. Never put me on my ass. The first time the cage, I had my wits about me and the cage saved me. I got good balance, but yeah, twice, and I rocked him 7 times, 6 times. Fuck, what a fight, what a night, and what a guy. Honestly, what a guy, what a dance partner he is. Like, that's the shit that legends are made of. Fights like that. That's some movie type shit. That's some Rocky type shit. And in the end, I wished I used my right hand rather than the left elbow at the last 10 seconds, because he was right there lined up for it. But yeah, fuck. Wow. That's it.
All right, let's talk about Kelvin Gastelum. I have to tell you, I had great respect for him before. Anybody who puts himself in a title position, you have to take seriously. And even though you were the better man that night, and certainly there can be no doubt about that, I have to tell you, I was amazed at his boxing. Putting the punches together, his slipping was extraordinary. Yeah. Were you like halfway through the fight being like, he's a little tougher than I thought he was?
I already knew he was tough, but he was a little harder to hit than I thought he was early on. But then later on, I found my rhythm with the right hand. The kicks, fuck, I had some shit for him with the kicks, but he wouldn't let me get them off, And at one point, this is his fault, but also my stupidity. I let him try to hit me with the jab. My distance, I know Doug Viney, one of my trainers, he was just like, distance cunt. Fucking, that's what he always says to me anyway, from the day one. But I should have known my distance for that jab, and he had it from the hip. He was firing it. The left hand I took care of pretty well, but the jab, he was able to land. So that's why this side of my face is a little bit puffy. I look like a dumpling right now.
Yeah, you look all right though. By the way, nothing's broken, right? Just a little swollen.
Nope, just swole. I'm just swole. But it's all right. I mean, everything's swole right now. The checks too.
Yeah, you know what? Let me put I know you're not going to reveal what you got. Dude, I'm just going to say this, and if you're not getting paid Diddy money for a fight like that, something is wrong with the world.
Don't worry. Hey, this fight really cemented my status as, okay, like even Dana said, Israel's a big star after this fight. They're going to keep talking about this fight. So we'll sit down before the Robert Whittaker fight. I know I get pay-per-view points because we don't really have ESPN Plus in Oceania. So definitely get pay-per-view points for that next fight. And we're going to sit down and renew the contract or review it and see, what's fair is fair. I mean, two fight of the nights. I mean, they've never done that. Shout out to Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier. What a fucking fight. I had to go back and watch that as well. Crazy shit. But, yeah, I mean, trust me, we're working behind the scenes. And the UFC, they love me, and I respect them too.
All right, let's talk about that 5th round. Got to tell you, man, that was one of these moments where, as an observer, you're like, it's gut check time for one of these guys. And then to come out of that round and put your stamp on it, I have to tell you, Israel, here's one thing I've noticed. There are, of course, still some skeptics for whatever reason. However, you converted a lot of skeptics with that 5th round. You went out there and just took that fight by the scruff of the neck. What was your mindset heading into that? Did you know you had to go and just put on an epic performance in that 5th round to win?
I don't do points. I don't do rounds. I know I want to touch them and rack up the points. I understand that, but I don't do like, I'm down this round. I don't think about that while I'm in the fight. You see a lot of guys ask, did I lose that round? And Eugene never told me, oh, you lost that round. Or he just told me, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. Do this. He never like, you need to do this. You need to do that he never like let me know you're losing this fight or anything, because we're never losing. And I watched the fight now objectively, even if it wasn't me, objectively. I had round 2 and round 3. And he had round 1 and round 4. So round 5, it was down to it. But for me, when I was in round 5, all I knew was like, fuck, I got rocked. All right. And I just remember, like Eugene said to us, we got to go to that place. We got to go to that place. And he said that to me before on the Airdyne. When you're on the Airdyne, he said, you go to that place. Stay focused. You have to think, even because a lot of times you want to coast when you're on the Airdyne, but you have to stay focused and know that, because you can see your heart rate as well on the heart rate monitor. You can see it going up. So he said you got to go to that place. And then Brad Riddell, shout out to Brad, he won this weekend as well. He said, he always says to me when we're there, like, go numb, embrace the darkness, And a lot of these guys, they just adopted the darkness. I was born in the darkness. So for real, man, I kept on saying that, like, embrace the darkness. And I kept on saying, I have. And when that 5th round came, he came at me, but then I started to catch him. I started to pop him. Hey, guess who got pops in his shots now, man? I always have pop in my shots, but yeah, I started to tap him. And then there's one point I rocked him, and I was just like, come on. And I walked him down, and then he might have shot or something, but I wasn't taking the back step. I went at him, and bro, he's tough. He's tough to finish. I dropped him like 4 times in that last round. I don't think no one's ever done this to me ever, but no one's ever done that to him either.
Where does this rank on your combat sports accomplishments? This has got to be the top of the food chain, man.
Definitely. I mean, I said Anderson was one of probably the hottest fighter I've had. Not just like the chess match we had, but for me, the mental barrier I had to overcome before the fight to fight him. But this fight, the mental barrier I had to overcome during the fight, and the physical, barrier as well. So yeah, this was the hardest fight of my life. I mean, and dude, me and him, we shared something in there. And for me, I'm grateful that I still have my wits about me. I'm still lucid. Yeah, props to him, man. He's a great dance partner, and I'm pretty sure I'll defend my belt against him another time.
It's almost the perfect culmination, Israel, of the last 14 months and this ride you've been on. Now that you're almost certainly going to get a break now, which is long overdue. You've been off 1,000 vacations at this point. But can you talk about the last 14 months? I'll be honest, skepticism, I don't know. I guess it's the right word. It's not that I didn't believe in your abilities. I do. But there was like one fight after the other where you were like, I'm going to take a break, and then you wouldn't. And I've seen a lot of fighters trip up along the way. Somehow you maintained focus. I'm wondering how you did it.
For me, it's my team and my friends and family, the people I keep around me. You have to have the right people in your life who want the best for you. And people in my position, you get a lot of leeches who don't want the best for you necessarily, and they'll be looking for ways to plot your downfall. So yeah, I find times in between training to have fun and still live. I still hang out with my friends. I might go to a bar once in a while. Go to the movies. Go do something crazy like, I don't know, luging or whatever. But I put when it's time to work, I work hard and I work smart. So yeah, but my foot's been on the pedal. I've taken my foot off it a little bit over the last 14 months, but now it's just time to just fucking pull the handbrake and just train. Because when you're training, the way I've been training, you're training. I've been upskilling during in between the fights, but you also have that pressure of a fight coming up. So I'm doing the VO2 max, the alactic capacity, alactic power, lactic capacity, all that kind of stuff. But now we're just gonna take all that away and just train for purely skill. And I'm just gonna have fun getting better, man. Because it's some shit I did in that fight that I was like, man, you guys didn't even know. You know I can throw up the triangles like a fucking gangster, man. You know I can fucking snatch necks like a fucking guillotine. I mean, fuck. I got some more tricks up my sleeve. You guys haven't even seen my takedowns yet. You haven't even seen my saw a little bit of my guard game, a little bit, but I got some more tricks up my sleeve, man. I'm a magician.
How do you feel after the last 14 months? I mean, how different is your life at home now? You haven't been home yet, obviously. You're still here in the States, but the last 14 months, is there any way to describe what it's been like?
For me, I've said this. I keep that same energy, and for me, I forget who I am all the time. I forget I'm on TV because people would just run up on me and I'd be like, "What the fuck do I know?" And be like, "Bro, I'm oh, that's right, yeah, I'm famous. Hey, what's up, man? How are you?" And I'll take a picture or whatever. But because I still see me as just me. I walk around bare feet, during the summer just because, and I look homeless. And people sometimes they don't even approach me because they like not just another black guy. It looks like him though, because and it kind of hides me in plain sight. So I'm still me, but everyone around me or the people around me change. So that's why the people that I keep in my circle, I keep the ones that stay real and stay true and still treat me as me. I don't like people coming up to me who I've known for years and they're starting to act like groupies. I'm like, what is this? And I check them, and I don't like that. I just like still treat me as me because I'm still me. I have that. I'm the same guy. I just evolved. Ain't nothing changed but the change.
I saw a little bit of it. I didn't get a chance to hear the sound because I had my phone with me and I was with family. I saw you got a bit of an impromptu haka dance in the back after your win. Yeah?
Yeah, that was from John Hollis. He's a guy from one of the team. He's like part of our team, and also a junior fight. He's a heavyweight boxer who's he's helping Deontay Wilder right now train for his next fight. So he's out there in Alabama. So he just came down to support. And on the way back to the hotel, there was a lot of fans outside, and those two, and my brother David as well. He was on the side. I think he kind of forgot the moves from high school, but he was on the side just doing it as well, catching the energy. But yeah, for me that was cool, and I was just already in tears anyway, and that was just special because he was there. My teammate BJ Bland, who was one of my main training partners for this camp, I brought him out here so he can see that we run this shit. So he was there as well. I gave him a hug. I gave my boy Eden, my flatmate, my little brother. He's a fighter as well, and I gave him a hug. Just I was already emotional. My cousins were there. They came out from LA to support me, and yeah, I was blown away.
Is that the first time your teammates have celebrated you in that kind of way?
Yeah, yeah. And all you need is two, even one. That's all you need. You can feel the love and feel the vibe. And those who don't get it, shut your fucking mouth if you don't understand the culture. Because I saw a lot of people from the retweets like, "Oh, New Zealand stopped this," all cringe. I'm like, what the fuck do you think you are? And you expect people to respect your culture, but you can't respect anyone else's culture. So for me, I really appreciated that. Like that hit the soul for me.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe they were there in the cage with you in their Sunday best. Were mom and dad there as well?
Definite. Mom, dad, my whole immediate family was here. Um, yeah, it was just I think they weren't in the cage with me. They were my teammates were kind of like just still in their seats and stuff, but it was just yeah, I felt the love, put it that way. I felt the love from all areas.
I know that sounds like a corny question, but do you feel like that kind of family presence lifted you in a way?
For me, yes. For me personally, yes. But I don't think about it before the fight. I look forward to it after the fight where I'm like, I can't wait till I see my mom in the cage. And I already knew I was gonna cry. I already knew I was gonna be in tears. I knew I was gonna present Eugene the belt. And for me, I just yeah, having them there really helps. They don't have to be, but even now I saw before Melbourne, they like my brother was working like crazy fucking hours to save up for Melbourne. So now I just said, nah, fuck all that. All my family members, immediate family members, people I love, I'll fly them out to my fights. So I just fly them out. I put them up in the hotel, the same as the fighters. And yeah, because it's good to have them here supporting me, and it's good for them to see the world with me. This game has blessed me a lot, where I got to tour the world as a fighter for free. I just I pretty much just do vacations. I just whoop ass along the way. Like, I'm about to come to New York now, later on tonight. So yeah, it's lit. It's very lit. So I'd like the people I love to enjoy and soak and enjoy the fruits with me.
You know what? Let's talk about Eugene for a moment. For folks who may not know, your coach is Eugene Behrman. I've known Eugene a little bit. He gives me interviews, but he's very reluctant because he knows I ask a lot of technique questions, and he hates that, which I can appreciate from him. But explain who he is to the folks who may not know. He doesn't, from the outside looking in from my very limited conversations, he seems at once a technical guru and also sort of like the father of the gym. What is he?
Yeah, Eugene Behrman. He and Doug Viney founded City Kickboxing, I think, in 2009, maybe, or 2008. And I came there in 2010. Eugene's pretty much the guy that took me under his wing and just saw, like, okay, you're wild, you're crazy, but you have a lot of stuff you can work with. He never tried to make me fight like him or fight a certain way. He just, also, he implores, like, people like Twister, who's the big guy in my corner, who's one of his old teammates. He implores him for his wisdom with the hands, with the boxing. And he gets people like Andre, who is my wrestling coach. So he gets people that are smarter than him to build us as a fighter, not just me, my teammates as well. And he himself, he's like the head coach, because he's very good all around with all the areas. And yeah, like you say, he's like the father of the gym. He's like the leader of the gym. And for me, that moment, every time I watch the fight, I've watched it twice now, but every time I watch that fight, I'm pretty sure when I see that moment, I'll always tear up, because that moment for me was just, that was beautiful. Like, I couldn't wait to do that for him, because I'm not always the best student, put it that way. I'm very stubborn. I listen. I get told off a lot. But I think I've matured over the years. Ever since maybe the last year and a half, I've matured, and I've been a better student than I was previously. I'm always late sometimes. Not always, just because traffic. Sometimes some things are out of your control. But for me, just everything he's done for me, and for believing in me, and for investing in me for all these years. He used to fly around the world with me and lose money because he's not taking clients, and it's like he just knew we can do this. And I always told him, like, we can do this, right? And he said, yeah, fuck, I'm not going to kiss your ass, but, and I knew. So for me to do that for him, it was just an honor and a privilege, and I was forever grateful.
Let's talk about some of the other aspects of this whole experience for you, not least of which is there were some skeptics coming out of the woodwork. Let's talk first about Paulo Costa. He seemed entirely unimpressed on Instagram.
What did he say?
Not a whole lot. I think, let me pull it up here. Paulo Costa has decided to laugh, apparently. His words are, I guess this is translated, so understand that it might be a bit lost here. Quote, "Really? This is the interim fake champ? Haha. No doubt this weight division has already been better than this."
Fake champ. Does he have a belt? He wishes he was the fake champ as well. Are you serious? Carry on.
Not a whole lot much more than that, other than he says, "Enjoy this while you can. I really hope that you take the real belt one day to meet me. Note, I'm not Gastelum." That's it.
First of all, didn't he get popped for something recently, for some acai in his stomach or something?
Stomach. He's not suspended by USADA as far as we know.
Okay, well, not yet. I just want to get him before USADA gets him. And eventually, if he climbs up the ranks like he thinks he will, eventually we'll see each other, so he can find out. Gastelum's a tough guy. He got touched up by Uriah. You see his face after the Uriah fight? He got touched up. And these guys, they all, like you said, the ones that have a stake in this, they can be skeptics because they don't want to be impressed. But hey, even Chris Weidman gave props. He was the one being like, "Oh, I think Gastelum before the fight." And I watched that. I saw that after the fight. I never look at the predictions before the fight. But then he still gave props where it's due. A guy like that's just salty. He's just salty because I'm the one getting the shine. So they're trying to steal my shine. And I'm like, fuck no. Excuse me.
And then I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this, because this was a bit of a dust up. Jon Jones does not appear to be your best friend. He took to Twitter. Did you see all of those?
Mhm. Yeah, so I mean, he's a cunt. First of all, I, you know, my there's two variables I never expected in this game, and that was to fight Silva, and then now to fight Jon Jones. So I have to adapt to that. And for me, I like a challenge. So he's a cunt, and I say that because he's picking the time when I'm supposed to get the most shine to come at me because he's irrelevant. No one really cares about him. I'm everything he wished he was. I'm everything he wished he would have been when he was beat. Oh, I want to thank God for, meanwhile he's in the bathroom at whatever time and then fucking hiding under a cage. And you can laugh, Luke. It's all right. But
I try
yeah,
to keep it. I try to keep it
hiding under a cage.
professional.
Yeah, but hiding under a cage to avoid USADA. I know some things. The streets is talking, and everyone knows, what's up behind the scenes. So I'm everything he wished he was. People don't have to like me, but it's hard not to like me. I mean, fuck, I just put on one of the best fights you've ever seen, and I'm a nice guy, But yeah, and I'm actually a nice guy. I'm sure to his team and his people, he's actually nice, but yeah, I don't know. The guy, put it this way, I've said this before, if you had to beat me, you got to do it yesterday. Because Luke, you know this. Every single fight, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. And there's only one reason he called me out. Because I know he's a man of challenges. He likes challenges. I'm no easy fight. But he knows if you want to get me right now would be the time while I'm only a year and some change in this game. Imagine what I'm going to be like in 2 years. Imagine at the rate that I'm fighting. I'm going to take a break now, you don't understand, but imagine how I'm going to be in 2 years. Imagine eventually when I go up. So he's trying to get this fight early so he has a better chance of beating me. But hey, I'm player one and I have the controller. So that fight will happen, but it'll happen on my terms. If he wants to come down to 185, I mean, hey, fucking kill yourself and come down. But I wouldn't advise it. Eventually, either at a catch weight or something, I'll go up. But I like the sound of two belts. But he knows I'm getting better each fight, every single fight. I mean, look at his fight with Anthony Smith. I expected him to finish Anthony Smith, so I wasn't really all impressed. But Anthony Split, I be heart of a lion as well, pretty tough guy. And yeah, he thinks just because I had a hard time with Gastelum, that means that he'll finish me or he'll have an easier time with me. All right, we'll see.
My only question about that would be is that you weighed in at 183. He can go up to heavyweight. He's a big guy. I've seen him. I mean, I've interacted with him in person. He's a big guy. Can you really make 205 in a way that's competitive?
I've beaten heavyweights before, and I didn't have to weigh heavyweight. I just like a challenge. I like a test. These are the things that you see. These are the things that put you past that status of legendary. It makes you immortal, and that's what I want to do in this game. I want to be immortal forever, and they can be like, "Yo, he's the greatest." And I kept on saying, like, when I beat all these middleweights, look, Jacare, Yoel, Weidman, I think Cannonier as well. These are guys that are still in line. So chill, motherfucker Jones. Let me get through the middleweights first. Let me at least defend my belt a few times, and cement myself. Like the way I don't want to fucking go on a 16 fight or 12 title defense run. I don't need that. I just want to get through all the top middleweights at least once, and then I'll move up. So, but he's trying to jump the gun and just get me. He knows I'm a challenge. Even right now, if we fought, honestly, he'll have a better chance of beating me right now than a year or 2 years from now. And he knows that. He's a smart man. His coaches are smart. So I don't know if it's all on him or it's his peers or whatever trying to push him, like, get him now, while he's still kind of green. And yeah, hey, I've been bullied my whole life, man, even in high school. And now, look, I didn't peak in high school. I've not even peaked yet. So when I peak, he's going to get this.
Let's end on a positive note here. I'm wondering in your mind what you think it's going to be like when you get over to Nigeria with the belt and see family. Like, oh, you turned on me there a little bit. What happened?
Hold up. My bad. Someone's calling me. I think it's Ariel's people. 2 seconds.
I'll be done with you in just a second. I promise.
All right. They keep calling me. Hold up. 2 seconds. Carry on. They keep calling me. Hold up. Mm-hmm.
Real quick. Nigeria with the belt. What do you think it's going to be like?
Oh, we're going. Beautiful. Like, there's a scene in the... Oh, fucking hell. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. You're good.
All right, cool. All right, so there's a scene in Ali where Will Smith is running through Africa, and all these kids are running after him. And that song, Salif Keita, Tomorrow is Playing, it feels like that. That's how I feel when I think about that moment. And I honestly, man, I get chills thinking about it. I get goosebumps thinking about it because it's time to take some gold back to Africa.
All right, man. Well, look, I know you're busy. I'll let you run. Really appreciate your time. Israel, this is the culmination of a lot of work. Enjoy your time off, and congratulations. You're the new interim middleweight champ. Thank you
Thank you,
so
sir.
much.
Mwah. See you.
There he is. There he is. One of the best. Really appreciate his time.